everyone, Benjamin Jakes here, and in this video I wanted to review the Mini Waffle Maker by Dash. Now Dash is an awesome brand for kitchen appliances, and they have all of these cool appliances, and as a single guy, you know, it's awesome to have kind of like the serving for one type of deal, you know, where it's like not this giant setup for different things. You know, they'll have mini versions of like different appliances, and so I really like that. This one is the Mini Waffle Maker, and so I'll actually just go ahead and show you how this works. The box is very easy to open, and inside of it you've got a pretty simple waffle maker, right? And I have tried to use a lot of different waffle makers in the past, and this one, it takes the cake for my personal favorite. So let me go ahead and pull the cord out of there. You go ahead and you also get this cool, you know, like instruction manual in the box. It has different things inside of it. It's going to show you how to use it. It's going to have different recipes in it and that kind of thing. And you can definitely go ahead and check that out when you buy one. But what it's going to look like is this, right? It's very plain Jane. It's very simple and it's small. It's just one waffle. Like that's what it'll crank out for you. And so I open this. This is going to come with it. You're going to have this kind of like soft sheet right here. And I keep it, and you know, every time I'm finished with it and I clean it and I'm putting it back in the box or wherever I'm storing it, I'll just go ahead and pop this on the bottom layer and then just kind of shut the top layer on it. And I'm just kind of keeping it like that. I don't know if I am supposed to, or if that's a good idea, or if it even matters, but that's what I do. So you now know my drill. And so you have this cord right here. This is a decent length cord. You're obviously going to be able to put this on a counter and plug it in, and you know, even kind of like move it away from where it's plugged in. So this is a decent length. And then you can see the inside is the infamous waffle pattern, right? And so literally all that you do, this is amazing to me, because other waffle makers, like if you're ever in a hotel and you're like, oh, morning waffles, you make the waffle, it's like this whole thing, right? There's like a line of people, it's taking like 90 minutes per person, it's this whole thing. And so for me, I love this because what you do is you plug it in, this light is going to turn on the outside, and all that you do is whatever batter you have, and I'll make like my own like protein waffles and things like that, but however you make your waffle batter, that is up to you, my friend. All that you do is you just pour in enough where it's kind of coming up to this top rim. There's this little like spillover rim in case you put in like a little bit too much, and it's just like a very simple rim to kind of like calculate it. You want to maybe not pour it like directly in the middle. What I'll do is kind of pour it so it kind of goes around the whole thing so that it's not like surprising me and spilling over the edges. And then all that you do is you just close the top on it, and the light is going to just stay on. And then when it's done cooking the waffle, the light will go off and you'll hear a little click, right? So you have that auditory element of it where you hear the little click, but you also see that this light goes off. It's not on right now. If it was on and actually cooking the waffle, it would be bright, but it's off right now. And the cool thing is the waffle cooks, you actually just take this piece right here, you lift it up, and you have a waffle. Now, two things that are really cool about this, right? If you put too much batter in, usually what's going to happen is instead of it like flowing over the sides like a lot of waffle makers, right? If you've seen that, what's going to happen is during cooking, this is just going to open up like slightly. Like you'll kind of just have like a skyscraper waffle that forms, right? So that's really cool. And then the second thing is I have never ever, regardless of what kind of waffles I've made in this, had anything stick to it. And I have no idea like what they did for the surface, what kind of like, you know, magic that they weaved into this. But the first time I tried to make a waffle with this, I sprayed it with like an anti-stick spray because I was just expecting that with like, you know, how I've done waffles in the past. And then someone was like, oh, you don't need to do that. And I was like, yeah, right. Like it's a waffle maker, like all the batter's going to stick. And they told me to try it without that. And so I literally washed it so I could do the test. I put in the batter without any of the spray oil, and the waffles just pop right out. I mean, you don't even have like a tiny bit of the residue left over at all, which is absolutely amazing. So I totally love that, and I think that's like the best feature of it. I love that it doesn't spill out. It kind of will just make like a skyscraper waffle where this kind of just like opens a little bit, you know, and you have like your too tall waffle in there, which, ooh, what a terrible problem. Your waffle's too tall. It's bigger. But the awesome thing is just how easy this is to use, that, you know, it's not going to spill all your batter out unless you put like an absurd amount of batter in where you're not even watching. So definitely just look when you're doing it. And then it doesn't stick. It's super easy. There's not even a button to hit. The light just goes off and there's a little click when your waffle's ready. I'll just open this up, pop the one waffle out, make another waffle. I'll have my two waffles and I know that I'm good to go. And then if I ever don't want it on the counter or whatever, I can easily just unplug it. And I have this nice little box that I can put it back in. and I'm just good to go. So this is the mini waffle maker by Dash. Comes in a lot of different colors. There's also different versions of it where you can make little like heart waffles or like skull waffles or whatever. I totally want to buy the skull one for sure. Definitely need to do that. But there's like holiday themed ones, so there's all kinds of different ones. But Dash is a great company, and I love their mini waffle maker.